yenza ungakwazi ukubona mina. Kunjani sizwe? Engathi wena awuyangelive nje. Christmas ubu right. Awuyange sweet. Lensizwa le.
Yes.
Qhamuke endaweni okuthiwa i-Apples Bosch lapho. Ngakithi KZN. So ibiza nge-sweet because there was a huge Swedish missionary.
Oh, I see.
Historical. Talks a sweet.
It's not this sort of evidence also it's Swedish. But
Oh yeah.
it's sweet.
It's sweet. Siphi statement sami? Khona umuntu osebaleke ne-statement sami sidliwe yinje.
Please.
I'll do that.
Asiqaleni. No, nginayo ntombi, don't worry.
Thank you.
Kodwa unginike ngoba incane le ingcono asikho ispace. Manje le ngiyiphethe lo.
Just make sure that the camera doesn't focus.
I will on our own.
This is sort of this one. Asiqaleni.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for that. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you for making your time.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for making time for this morning's press media briefing that will be led by our Honorable Minister Dr. Blade Nzimande to give remarks on the to outline the Department of Higher Education's opportunities for the matric class of 2016 in the post-school education and training. Just a quick introduction for you before we start. The minister will be joined by the Deputy Minister, Mr. Dr. And on your far left, it's the CEO of NSFAS, Mr. Msolwa Daka, who will be joined next to him by the head of the Department of Higher Education TVET branch, Mr. Firoz Patel. and then followed by the DG on the left of the Honorable Minister, DG Mr. Kweps Konde, and on your extreme right here is the manager and head of the university branch at the Department of Higher Education and Training, Dr. Diane Parker. The minister will be leading the discussion, and therefore we would have some operational rules that we will be taking questions after the briefing, which we will do in batches. And then after that, we will have opportunities for those who want to have one-on-one interviews, which will be coordinated through the Office of the Chief Directorate for Communication. But without further ado, I want to hand over to the Honorable Minister, Dr. Blade Nzimande.
Thank you very much. Is this on? Oh, okay. I'm competing with the microphones here. Especially from the SAPC and Power FM. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen from the media as well as the officials from the department. I think it would be proper that we start by wishing everyone here a happy 2017 and hoping that it will be a better year for all of us. Deputy Minister and ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take this opportunity to congratulate the class of 2016 who passed their National Senior Certificate exams, and especially those who fared particularly well. I would also like to encourage those who have not succeeded either to rewrite their exams or to pursue other opportunities within the post-school education and training system, which we'll be outlining here. It is very pleasing to note that of the 610,178 grade 12 learners who wrote their matric examinations, 162,374 of them are eligible for admission to bachelor studies at universities. And 179,619 learners out of the 610,000 are eligible for admission to diploma studies. And 100,486 learners are eligible for admission to higher certificate studies. The National Senior Certificate exam is an important milestone in the lives of our young people. And the Department of Higher Education and Training wants to ensure that all these students are aware of the approximately 505,731 opportunities that are available to them within the post-school education and training system to further their studies. In 2017, our 26 public universities will provide access to about 197,400 new entrants wishing to pursue their studies across all general, technical, and professional fields. Included here are the 3 new universities: Solplaik University in the Northern Cape, the University of Mpumalanga, and the Sefako Makgato Health Sciences University. It has been most encouraging to witness the growth of these new universities, which focus on specific skill areas of our country. The 2017 university enrollment planning process addresses specific scarce skill areas which have been identified as critical to achieve the goals of the National Development Plan, the New Growth Path, and the Industrial policy action plan in engineering sciences, animal and human health sciences, natural and physical sciences, and teacher education. Of the 197,400 new university entrants in 2017, about 63,950 students will be enrolling in scarce fields that include engineering programs, life and physical science programs, human health programs, and veterinary sciences programs. The mandate of the Department of Higher Education and Training is to develop a skilled and capable workforce that can contribute to an inclusive growth path. Central to achieving this mandate is ensuring student access to and success in technical and vocational education and training colleges, leading to intermediate and high-level skills. Indeed, TVET colleges play a very pivotal role in addressing South Africa's skills needs and cater for a wide spectrum and growing numbers of students. They offer flexible and diverse courses, ranging from full qualifications to short courses, skills programs, and what we call learnerships. Let me also say that while education is a key priority of government, we want to make technical and vocational education and training an apex of the post-school education and training system. We aim to produce education and training skills. In pursuit of the department's mandate to increase access and success in TVET college learning programs and to transform TVET colleges into institutions of choice, 3 new campuses will come into operation during 2017. And these are the Tabazimbi campus at the Waterberg TVET College in Limpopo, the Bambanani campus at Umfolozi TVET College in KwaZulu-Natal, in a place called Mhlabuya Lingani, and then the Nkandla A campus, also part of Umfolozi TVET College, Nkandla in KZN. All in all, those who have completed grade 12 with a minimum of a higher certificate achievement can consider studying further at one of the 50 public technical and vocational education and training colleges. In 2017, 207,510 new entrant opportunities will be provided by TVET colleges. The National Development Plan further requires that by 2030, at least 30,000 qualified artisans be produced per year. To this end, learners must continue to seek and utilize Sector Education and Training Authority, the SETAs, or the National Skills Fund, funded artisan learnerships or apprenticeships or opportunities to access artisan training in the various fields of engineering and services areas. Learners who have an inclination to become artisans, such as being motor mechanics, plumbers, electricians, and hairdressers, can register at our National Artisan Development Support Center, whose details are given in our statement, and we hope that the media will assist us to publicize this. They can also approach student support services at any of the public TVET colleges or the Keta Career Development Services at the department for more information. It is critical to note that in order to be accepted into an artisan training program, learners must have passed maths with a minimum mark of 50% and at least a pass in science. Learners who pass but do not achieve the required achievement level in maths and wish to consider a career as an artisan may also register for what we call the Generic Trade Preparation Program, which is a bridging course for artisan training. at our National Center for Artisan Development that I was talking about. This National Artisan Development Center, in consultation with the SETAs, the National Skills Fund and the TVET colleges, will assist in the facilitation of the placement of these prospective artisan applicants. Out of school youth who wish to enter the world of work or need to increase their skills capabilities can also consider the options of learnerships, apprenticeships, and skills programs. TVET colleges also offer occupationally directed programs that are accredited by the SETAs under the auspices of the Quality Council for Trades and Occupations. SETAs will be providing 100,821 learning programs opportunities in the form of the following: 34,469 learnerships, 17,824 bursaries, 5,819 internships, 26,193 skills programs, 9,486 work integrated learning, and 7,030 apprenticeship opportunities. The National Skills Fund will continue to invest in TVET colleges, funding plus minus 15,000 learners per annum in occupationally directed programs which are linked to scarce and critical skills areas. All of this signals progress, but we cannot and should not do it alone. That is why we work with industry through the SETAs and through a multitude of other partnerships and cooperations to ensure that our country opens as many opportunities to young matriculants as humanly possible. We are grateful to all who put effort into this, and we will continue in 2017 to work with whoever we can to ensure as many opportunities for as many young people as possible across the economy. We call on business and the state-owned enterprises, municipalities, and other employers to redouble their efforts, join hands with us, and ensure that as many young people who are able to are actually afforded an opportunity to gain skills and make a life for themselves. So we are calling everyone who is an employer to open their operations, their workplaces, to absorb, for instance, as many interns and as many learners as possible. This is actually our national and patriotic duty. Ladies and gentlemen, a tremendous amount of progress has been made, particularly with regards to expanding access to the poor through the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, which has funded, since it started, over 1.7 million students since 1994. In 2016, NSFAS supported approximately 480,000 poor undergraduate students to access universities and TVET colleges. In 2016, NSFAS also disbursed loans and bursaries totaling 14 billion rands. During the medium-term budget policy statement, government announced that it will provide an additional 9 billion rands for NSFAS over the next 3-year period, raising its funding by over 18% to universities over the next 3 years to assist poor and missing middle students. Most commendably, NSFAS will be funding 205,000 first-time entering and continuing eligible students at universities and 200,000 students at TVET colleges in 2017 by providing student loans and even higher figure of students from colleges who won't be experiencing any fee increase. Those who will pay a fee increase capped at 8% are those who can afford and those who come from rich families. We have also gone further and made arrangements through NSFAS to pay the registration fees for all NSFAS-funded students as an upfront payment to universities and TVET colleges in January each year. Therefore, NSFAS qualifying students will not pay any registration or upfront fees in 2017. Government has also addressed the issue of historical debt of NSFAS qualifying students. All NSFAS qualifying students who were registered in 2016 and were successful in their studies, but who have accumulated historical debt with institutions of higher education will be allowed to register in 2017. All universities will also develop processes to enable academically successful missing middle students who have outstanding student debt to register in 2017. Universities have also been requested to manage student debt through fair and transparent debt management policies in order to ensure that outstanding student debt is recovered over a reasonable period. During 2017, what we call the IGUSASA Student Financial Aid Program model, which is aimed at assisting what we call the missing middle, will be piloted at 6 universities and 1 TVET college. The pilot will fund the studies of approximately 1,500 students studying in a number of general formative degrees, as well as 7 professional qualifications and 1 artisan qualification for the duration of their studies. It is also important to note that in addition to the money that NSFAS has received from the funds voted by Parliament, the National Skills Fund makes further annual allocations aimed at funding the full cost of study towards critical skills programs that are most needed for the growth and development of the economy. NSFAS has been allocated over 718 million rands for full bursaries for scarce and critical skills for the current year from the National Skills Fund. This funding is made available through the financial aid offices at institutions, and students wishing to make use of these bursaries are advised to enroll for critical skills study program, which includes science, commerce, health sciences, and engineering. The department is also committed to expanding access and success in our institutions for students who have special needs. At our TVET colleges, for example, government pays 80% of the program cost of the student's choice, with an additional allocation being made dependent on the type and severity of the disability. In addition, NSFAS has earmarked 76.6 million rand in the 27 academic year to provide financial aid to disabled students in universities. This is a sign of a serious government about improving access. That is why we call upon students to grab these opportunities with both hands and ensure that they concentrate on their studies so that they could be successful for their families and also for purposes of producing the skills we need as a country. In order to assist learners to make informed career and study choices, the department also operates what we call the CATA Multi-Channel Platform Career Development Service, which provides free access to career information, advice, and guidance through telephone, SMS, social media, face-to-face, and outreach programs to schools, amongst others. Over the past 2.5 years, almost 51,000 individuals have made use of this service. Through the Keta radio program, the department also reaches about 3.5 million listeners on 10 SABC African language radio stations, including Afrikaans, on a weekly basis. I want to encourage learners who still need information, advice on where to go after grade 12, to contact one of these services. The department is also again operating what we call the Central Application Clearing House, CATCH in short, this month of January and next month. The CATCH service has been developed to assist learners who are eligible for higher education studies and have applied for a space at an institution but have not been offered a place at the institution of their choice after the grade 12 results were released. The CATCH service aims to continually increase the placement ratio of prospective applicants into Pset opportunities, post-school education and training opportunities. It is also accessible to those learners who did not apply before the closing dates last year and now find that they are eligible for higher education studies. Although we do not encourage learners not to apply, as we run a program led by our Deputy Minister or for students to register now, as well as running those through our various platforms that I've just spoken about. For the 2016 year, a placement ratio of 40% was achieved, of which 53% was in university education using the CATCH program or the CATCH service. Learners looking for spaces at post-school education and training institutions can contact the toll-free call center, which again we hope the media will assist to spread this, which is 0800 356 635, or send an SMS with their name, ID, and contact number to 49200, and they will be called back. They can also access the system via our website, the details of which are provided there. Again, we request the media to help us publicize this. The CATCH service will verify the learner's information and forward it to institutions that still have unfilled places. Where places exist and applicants meet the admission requirements, institutions will contact learners to offer them available places. Finally, the Presidential Commission of Inquiry into the funding of higher education and training is also set to release its final report in mid-2017, making recommendations on the feasibility of implementing fee-free higher education and training for the poor in South Africa. As Minister of Higher Education and Training, I am convinced that all these initiatives and campaigns create awareness and provide useful information to our youth about career and funding options for post-school education and training. We must again underline that there are national processes in place designed to identify a long-term solution to the question of university funding and fees. The Presidential Commission will report this year, and we urge all stakeholders to cooperate with this important process and give space to the finalization of the matter. We underline. As the facts and figures I have just mentioned show clearly, government has already done an enormous amount to meet the demands of those raising genuine issues, including a fee rise moratorium now in its second year, though we admit a lot more still has to be done. At the same time, however, legitimate student demands for accessible quality education, these also have shown a darker side. A variety of vested financial and political interests have also entered the scene, essentially hoping to reap benefits from these student demands. For instance, we have noted with deep concern how individuals with vested political and ideological interests have managed to turn what was essentially a peaceful student-led intersectional struggle into one characterized by violence and anarchy. It is also becoming more evident that some business interests are looking on with glee at what they hope will signal the collapse of the public higher education system in our country. The expectation is that the current crisis will drive quality and confidence in the public system to the point where scores will seek refuge in more stable and reliable private institutions. The casualties in such instance will be the poor and working class students, while students from the middle and upper class families will opt for private provision or to go and study abroad. Experienced academics, frustrated with the chaos in the public sector, will also be attracted abroad or to a more stable and better paying private sector. We are, by the way, already getting information that we are beginning to lose some academics in our public universities as a result of this instability. This means that those student leaders and organizations genuinely concerned about access and affordability should maintain high levels of vigilance, as there are opportunists in their midst ready to hijack their noble cause. On our part as government, we recommit ourselves to a genuine and honest process of engagement with key players, including student leaders. We are also pleased with the role played by progressive parent groupings and the clergy in a common endeavor to resolve the current crisis. The active involvement of broader society can only bode well for higher education moving forward. In conclusion, South Africa needs to focus on diverse options, not a disproportionate focus on universities, to ensure we produce skilled youth at different levels for our country's economic growth. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I just want to take this opportunity before I open the floor up for questions to acknowledge our media colleagues from Cape Town. I just want to check if the